I'm going to paint a rabbit and from a reference, and basically I'm going to use watercolor pencils. I am Seema and I teach watercolors. So let's start, and this is my outline, my rough sketch. Sketches are just made to give you a rough estimate of where you have to fill in the colors. Don't be very exact about it, and just have a slightly abstract way of doing your painting. It looks more beautiful, and if you're going to be very particular about every hair, every whisker, you're going to be very dejected. So please enjoy your painting, and just, there goes my dogs. They need to bark every time I start a voiceover. And that's where I fill in my pinks, and I leave patches of white in between. Let the paper do its own thing. We are painting on white paper, so we will leave a white patch there. And now I fill in the brown. The ears will be slightly darker on the sides. Just enjoy your painting, please. Don't get overwhelmed. It's just a piece of paper. You can throw it away and start afresh. This would be my third attempt at a rabbit, and believe me, I've thrown many of the papers into the bin. So just enjoy it, and when we put water to it, it will just spread like watercolors. It will behave in the same way as watercolors. So I have just started enjoying this medium of the watercolor pencil, and you could buy any of them from the market. There are many available there. I'm putting in the water, and keep the darkest value closest to his start of the year, just where the year starts, just where it is the part of the anatomy where it starts. So you keep the darkest value there, and always keep your water ready, fresh clean water, fresh size 2, 6, 12 brushes, and paper towel. The paper I'm using is always Canson. It's reasonable. I enjoy working on it, and it is cold pressed. Try to use about 300 lbs of cold pressed so it imbibes a lot of water, because when I'm talking watercolor, I mean I use a lot of watercolor. I love to blend. I love to use my wet on wet technique. I enjoy the medium, and I enjoy drowning my paper with water. So I need it to be cold pressed. I need it to be at least 300 GCM. It's your painting, it's your paper. Even if you don't have that, just enjoy it, and pick up your paper, pick up your watercolor pencils, and start. And that's my little bunny there, and we're going to keep on moving. If you want to look at the reference, keep a visual track of the reference, filled in with clear water. I have just dragged the color I put in the ears, I've dragged them all across the face. And now I'm filling a little yellow and yellow ochre mixed together on his entire face. Remember that the rabbit's face has to be in many values, and this painting is done in at least 3 different time frames. So it's a layer on top of layer, until the first layer is dried. You cannot start the other layer because it'll look very flat. You need to give the the rabbit a little 3-dimensional look. So I'm waiting for my rabbit to dry. Either you can use a hair dryer, or you can use there's something available. It's called, I don't know what it goes by what name, but it's something like a hair dryer, and all artists use it to dry their painting. Heat tool, they call it, heat tool. I'm just pulling down the color which is already there in the hair and in the ears. I'm pulling it down with a flat brush, and now I'm putting in my second layer. I've already covered his body, and now giving some depth to the nose. Now it's all about just adding little values, waiting for the first layer to dry, adding another value, waiting. I have waited at least 3 times for my painting to dry, and then add the next value.